Hallo, ich bin Standop, Gründer der Face Reading Academy. Die Academy habe ich einst in Hongkong gegründet und natürlich zieht es mich auch deshalb immer wieder in die Stadt zurück. Auf meiner letzten Reise traf ich Mariko Hiyama. Mariko ist eine Japanerin und die Gründerin von Face Soul. Mariko macht Face Reflexology. Was es damit auf sich hat, erfahren wir gleich in dem Interview, das ich mit ihr in Hongkong geführt habe. Das Interview ist auf Englisch, aber wir haben es mit deutschen Untertiteln ausgestattet. Viel Spaß! Hello, we are here in Shangwan, it's in Hong Kong Central, and we are at Face Soul. So Mariko is the owner of Face Soul. It's a place where you offer facial reflex therapy.
Yes.
So what exactly is facial reflex therapy? How do you do that? What do you do with the face?
Yes. So basically, my case, how I work is I'm using my hands as a tool and using mainly two fingers. I stimulate the points or even zones existing on the face, and sometimes I go into the scalp area. Using different touch depth and also the angles of my fingers, I can go into a deep part of the facial muscles, working on the fascia. So it's like a body massage, but specifically done for the face and then scalp. It's only this area, however, the effect is going into deep inside of body. Organ systems, it can be emotional, can be physical body. Sometimes I can detect, something happening on the shoulder, something happening neck, backs. So it kind of helps to balance the whole body, but touching only this part. So facial reflex therapy is, in a way, it's a face reflexology. Reflexology, maybe you have been to foot reflexology in the past. When you think about that sort of approach can be done on the face, that becomes another method of providing a therapeutic approach. So therefore, the name can be face reflexology or facial reflex therapy. However, the facial reflex therapy is very particular, which is developed by my teacher, Lerne Mariko. Therefore, facial reflex therapy Sorensen system would be a complete name and also complete method.
Are there areas that you do not touch in the face, like maybe the lips?
Yeah, that's true. I do not touch exactly on the lip with this method. However, I can go really close to the lip, which is considered as the reflex zones of small intestine.
True, I've learned that in face reading as well. What comes up in my mind is, why do people come to you? I think a lot of people come for face reading, for example, because of curiosity. Once they've been there, they come with an issue. But why do they come to your place?
Yes. There are a few, let's say, patterns. The first one is simply for relaxation. The second one is to sort of improve their emotional state. Some people might have grief by losing somebody they love. Some people might have anger from work or can be personal situations. And there are many different types of emotions that might be changing the health conditions and stress levels. So these are the two. And another one is the purely health conditions improvement. Some people contact me to see if it can be work together with their ongoing therapies. It can be some sickness after the operations. It can be also injury. They want to combine alternative approach with the conventional method.
You said it can be improved. So what's the real benefit of using exactly this kind of method?
Yes. So the benefit is, first of all, you will probably look younger. That's what many people like. But that's only the positive part of side effect. The real benefit is that from inside you would feel revitalization, you feel energized, you feel emotionally more balanced, and that sort of positive feeling can create the platform to heal yourself. So it's like turning on your own healing mechanism.
Is that something you could do yourself, on yourself, or is it something that has to be done by someone on your face?
You can do by yourself, by touching or let's say stimulating certain face zone areas. However, you are doing that consciously. So it means that the signals sent to your brain might be much less than done by a therapist.
This is so true, I understand. It's like reading your own face.
Exactly, yes.
And when you read your own face, you can do that, but there's always an obstacle that you have to deal with, right? So how much time would you have to invest to have a really big change in your face? Is that what you have to do every week, every day to come to your place, or what would you recommend?
Okay. Normally, it really depends on the person's condition. Some people, they come once and they have dramatic change. For example, I do that for my family in Japan. I can only visit Japan and my family once in a while. So in such case, I do 1 or 2 sessions, but they would have completely changed. Body conditions, internal conditions, backaches, such kind of things can improve. Many clients who I have met, they have been coming back once a week or once a month. Sometimes they even fly from another country when they can. So it really depends on the person. However, if somebody has, let's say, conditions needs to be taken care of profoundly, then I would suggest to come and visit me more often.
And maybe another question, what do you think has the worst effect on a human face? Is it the food or nutrition, or is it emotions, anger, or is it a mix of all, or is there something that I do not even think of as a normal human?
That's a very interesting question. My personal experience, I would say sleeping would affect so many things on the face. But when people have problem when it comes to sleeping, it means that they might have something emotionally, or they might be thinking something, or there might be even hormonal imbalance.
Yes.
So in that case, I would need to look at holistic approach, not just one element.
What do you think about people who sleep not quite too short? That might definitely change the face. I think everybody knows that. But could there be a moment where you sleep too long, and that also affects the way how you look?
Wow, that's a very interesting point of view. Sleeping longer might affect our internal organ systems and also the muscle strengths. In such cases, of course, it would eventually affect the face. If our body is too weak, and all the facial muscle might start going down. It cannot hold against the gravity. And if our organ system internally is not functioning as it should be, and as you can read through the face reading, it would probably start showing in certain condition on the face.
So is there a minimum and a maximum of hours that you would recommend?
It's hard to say. Some people can be very good in condition by sleeping 6 hours. I personally need 7 to 8 hours. So I think we really need to listen to our body.
You do this for now 7 years, almost.
Yes, almost.
And
yes.
Why did you choose the face as the main interest? You could do that with the feet as well, right?
Exactly, yes. However, face itself is so let's say, very personal, and also, in a way, always exposed to the world. And when I was doing all these yoga trainings and physical trainings, I felt the change in the face. And also some of the changes were not necessarily comfortable. After that sort of experiences, I felt like, okay, maybe I want to focus on something to do with the face. And then when I found this technique, giving a therapeutic approach from the face and also scalp, it just clicked me.
When people talk about reflexology, they very often talk about the feet, and it's very often offered everywhere on the planet, especially in Asia.
Yes.
How comes that we do not see that kind of therapy so often when it comes to the face?
Yeah, it's a very good question. Many people, after they experienced it, they always ask them, how come there aren't many people doing it? I believe that face is very personal. Again, as I mentioned earlier, some people are not comfortable touching somebody else's face, yes, or being touched. And especially compared to conventional facial programs, this is a therapeutic approach, means that the therapists who have been certified to do this particular technique needs to be very sensitive with the people who are in front of us. Yes. And it's not just using products, it's all about all the points and zones existing on our face, and also therapist's hands, how to work together. It's very, I would say, it's not difficult in a way once you learn, but it's very profound and something very different from other techniques.
So could you say, one could say, by touching the face, you even touch the organ that you work on?
In a sense, to make it simple, I would say yes, there are ways to stimulate or balance the internal organ systems by touching certain area or zones, the points of face, and also scalps. It's also correlated to traditional Chinese medicines, traditional Tibetan medicines, Ayurveda medicine, so Eastern medicine systems.
I think being connected to so many faces in that kind of way, I do not know anyone who can touch so many faces. I even don't do as a face reader, I just look at it. But being connected to so many faces, you must have face reading skills. So what is your face reader inside you, or the face reader you are, doing with all the knowledge that you have as a therapist when it comes to the face?
Yes. First of all, I also had an experience learning from you through your workshops and talk sessions. So that also gave me a very valuable insight when I look at my client's face when they came in. As being a therapist and doing the face reading, in my opinion, because I focus on more health conditions, so I can quite easily see what is going on in the person's health or even emotional state. So in that sense, what you do as a face reader, what I do as a therapist, the first kind of filtering system can be done through the same lens as you see people's face.
Very interesting. So maybe one last tip that you have for people, what they should look at in their own face, or maybe what they should treat themselves when they look in the mirror. Do you have a tip for the people?
That's very interesting part. When they look at the mirrors, they normally, especially ladies, they often focus on wrinkles and sagging skins and, let's say, the muscle falling down. Yes. But these are sort of natural phenomena as an aging process. However, if something like completely unusual colors in the eyes or any specific pigmentation showing up on the face, and then I would probably, if it's myself, I would probably consider visiting physicians or specialists in terms of health conditions. Other than that, if something anti-aging, There are many ways that we can do. So rather than being negative to yourself, maybe open up your own eyes and heart to see what's available in this society to improve from inside. And I think that would be the one way I would think of.
Maybe I have another last question. So I see a lot of people who do that in the morning, like this. Is it just to calm yourself down, or does it really make sense to do something like that in the morning?
In the morning. First of all, when you wake up, the circulation might be quite dull. So in order to stimulate the circulation or just to wake up your facial muscles, tapping or even gentle stroke would be very helpful. And that would increase circulation, which brings the skin tones better. And also it helps to stimulate your brains.
Yes.
Face is very close to your brain.
Yes.
So by stimulating different area on the face, that would help to improve.
The good news about Mariko is you don't have to come to Hong Kong to have a therapy with her, because she's a world traveler. She's everywhere. And Mariko, maybe you let the people know where possibly we can meet you.
Yes.
And how we find out.
Okay. I normally visit sort of healing resort or wellness resort, Thailand, India, and sometime in Europe. And I always update where I'll be on my website.
Yes.
So facialreflextherapy.com, you should be able to find the most updated information.
So visit her on her webpage. I think you can learn a lot from that, and you definitely have to an experience. I have myself, and I can say, wow, it was an amazing experience. Thank you. Soweit die Eindrücke von meiner ersten Reise in diesem Jahr nach Hongkong, der Stadt, in der ich einst meine Face Reading Academy gründete. Ich hoffe, die vielen kleinen Geschichten haben dich inspiriert. Wir haben etwas von der Kultur kennengelernt, wir haben Menschen kennengelernt, wir haben auch etwas von der Geschichte kennengelernt, und möglicherweise hast du dich vom Face Reading, vom Gesichtlesen anstecken lassen. Wenn dich das chinesische Gesichtlesen Xiangmian interessiert, in dem es um Gesundheit, Ernährung, vor allen Dingen aber auch um die Persönlichkeit, die Lebensaufgabe und mystischen Themen wie dem Schicksalsweg eines Menschen geht, dann würde ich mich freuen, wenn ich dich wiedersehe in einem meiner Seminare, Xiangmian 1, 2 oder 3, die in den kommenden Monaten in Deutschland und in der Schweiz angeboten werden. Wäre auch schön, wenn ich dich sehe, einst hier in Hongkong. Denn Ende des Jahres planen wir auch hier ein Seminar für Interessierte. Ich sehe dich.